call to order the Capital Budget Committee meeting, April 2nd, 2026 at 7:04 p.m.
Hey, Dan.
Yep.
Maybe I didn't. It says recording and transcription at the top. Started by remote host. That means recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Just checking.
I'm pretty sure we got it going.
Yeah, I just wanted to make. I was like looking for a red button or something, but I think where it says it at the top, that means yes. All right, good.
I just double checked it. It says started by you, let everyone know they're being included. So, okay, perfect. So back to the slides.
We're gonna call it roll call.
Well, then, there we go. Is our agenda? Oops.
Okay.
We don't have Nick. Nick said he was gonna be here. We have, so we can move forward. We currently have 6 appointed members, so we need to have 4. We have 4. That's fine. I can count.
We have 5.
I can count today. Anyway, so there's our agenda quick. So I call the meeting to order at 7:04. I want to make a motion to accept the agenda as written. If anybody has any concerns or questions.
I'll make the motion to accept the agenda as written.
I'll second.
We had seconded, motion and seconded to accept the agenda as we have it. Do a quick roll call vote. Dan Lazar's aye.
Lynn Haggerty, aye.
Kathy Robertson, aye.
Pierce Dudley, aye.
Justin Pollard, aye.
Perfect. So let's keep cranking along. Starting going the wrong way. So we never have reorganized. So if everybody wants to just continue with the organization that we had a quorum in the fall, which is such, Lynn and I are torchbearers. I'm chair. She's doing all the real hard work, which is the secretary. And she is responsible for pulling this all together because I've been so busy the last few weeks. So thank you much for Lynn. Anybody have any concerns or questions?
It's a great idea.
So when we reorganize, first we make a motion to remain Dan as chair and somebody needs to second.
So I'll open it up and let Lynn do the procedural part. Go ahead.
Okay, so, well, if I do this correctly, I'm winging it. So when we reorganize, we need to have a chair. You could have a co-chair, you could have the secretary. So let's start with, I'll make a motion to, appoint Dan Lazar as chair to the committee. So I need a second.
I would second
I'll
that.
second.
Okay,
Justin will second.
We both.
so
second.
then,
Any further discussion on that
Yeah.
motion on the floor? It's made and seconded. Seeing
No.
none. I accept that, and seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Dan Lazar's aye.
Lynn Haggerty, aye.
Kathy Robertson, aye.
Sophia Studley, aye.
Justin Pollard, aye.
All in favor.
And I need a motion for a secretary.
I move to anoint Lynn Haggerty as secretary.
I don't have to accept the motion, but I will.
Is there a second?
Yeah, you gotta get a second on that.
I'll second it.
Sophia seconds it. Perfect. A little bit about Robert's rules here.
Yeah.
We'll talk in a minute on that. So,
All in favor.
any further discussion?
No.
See, roll call vote, all in favor? Dan Lazar's aye.
Lynn Haggerty, aye.
Kathy Robertson, aye.
Sophia Studley, aye.
Justin Pollard, aye.
Motion carries unanimously, so. So that's our, so the good thing is next slide, we have a new member, as you can see. Sophia, thank you for joining us. She's, you can introduce yourself, I think, in
I
background.
am a designer at an architecture firm, and I went to architecture school for 6 years. I got my master's recently, and I work full-time in Franklin.
So she's a good fit and the things that we look at and do, so.
Welcome.
It's good to have a young person jump on and be interested and motivated to do this.
From the dark side, the architect.
She's
Not serious.
Justin and I's court on the dark side, exactly.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So a couple other things too, quick, if you haven't, don't realize it, we do have a new town manager, Kristen Rubin. She's only been here for 2 weeks. She's got her hands full. And hopefully we'll, after town meeting, get a chance to have a committee meeting this summer.
That would be
Maybe
great.
late spring, early summer, before everybody gets busy with things. I did talk to Steve Byrd. He has been keeping track of the community compact that we had for SIP planning, because the previous manager,
Right. I
left,
tried
it got-
all of that.
it didn't get lost, it just got reshuffled.
Okay.
So we're still authorized for that until we got our manager appointed. So now that we have a manager, we can get back to having the Donahue Center at UMass do that community compact effort with us. From a couple quick awareness things, before I skip over the town meeting warrant. We do have a draft SIP policy. You can go on the website and look at it. It's really a great starting point because it was based on another community compact from the town of Uxbridge that was done like 9 years ago, somewhere timeframe. So we're in a good spot to kind of pick up once the new manager has all the dust settling and stuff like that. So tonight we have to just kind of talk about a couple other things, which is Dustin, is community center closeouts pretty much done, right?
Yes, I've been off of that for a long time. Yep,
Almost a full year.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so then I'm the only other person that's currently serving on a DPW building committee. That's moving along. It's been moving along. On behalf of the capital committee representative.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for Lynn and Sophia, what we typically do is often committees will be looking for somebody that boards and committees, like we have Catherine and we have Nick. They come from other committees to be part of, like an integration between the different
Okay.
committees.
I'm the planning board appointee.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's planning board and Nick is finance.
And the selectmen's appointee.
And she's the selectman's appointee, and then we're the, me, you and Justin are the at-large people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that, so, the DPW project is one of the things we'll talk about. So tonight we have to just go over, I got a couple pairings of, 2 pairings of Articles 4 and 5, which has to do with the community center. We only really need to talk about 4 or 5's on there just for awareness purposes. It's really the FinCom's aspect or concern. 14, 15 is another one that I have on there. It's just, again, same thing. It's an awareness thing. 14 is the state road money, 15 is the town's road money. This has become pretty procedural from what we've done in the past. And then we have Articles 26, 27, and 29. And 26 is, we have 19, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, passing over?
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought we had 19, I had a slide for 19, but I didn't put it on the last slide.
I don't think, I'm sorry, I'm speaking prematurely. We found the Robertson family did not support asking the town for additional money for that bridge.
Okay,
And so we found an alternate site and the Open Space Committee and Concom, and we looked at it, they liked it. So at the next CPC meeting, I'm also the planning board member, they are going to talk about it, and I was told they're not passable. I mean, you might want to discuss.
it's on there just because Lynn just got the list.
Yeah.
With the manager,
Yeah.
not coming out until a few weeks ago. It's been a really late year for the warrant and the budget this year. So we'll have to see, a lot of stuff is gonna get settled. I suspect, just for the committee's point, that we're gonna probably have to have a meeting, just ahead of town meeting, to have some final reconciliation votes. I'll give updates on a few things I know about. A couple of those articles are pretty straightforward, though. The roads are straightforward, the journey at the fire station is straightforward, and buying a police cruiser is pretty straightforward.
The only other thing on the bridge is that, just so everyone knows, I was contacted about the all trails, and I know conservation did look into trying to get a grant, the all trails, and it wasn't possible. Sometimes they come to me for like accessibility issues. I also do a little bit with that, so.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, just look.
Sophia, you'll be fast friends with her.
Yeah.
It's all said and done.
Um,
As an architect, she knows access board stuff.
Yeah.
Backwards and forwards.
and I just, I gently advocate for a lot of things. That's all I like to say.
And effective.
I try.
Okay, let's talk about probably the biggest on the title here is, so we'll do a read through, we can have a discussion. So the first one we need to talk about is Article 4 on the warrant, which is the debt exclusion to build a public safety, a new public works expansion renovation project. This has been ongoing for 9 years between an initial building committee, a feasibility committee that came up with a way to phase it. And then now we have the building committee that's been working for a little over a year, since last summer, basically, to move this along. So I'm on that committee. We haven't had a meeting in a while, but I have seen the current status of the construction documents that are being developed in a department review. As for Representative Fire EMS, so I know it's moving along. We don't have anybody from the committee tonight, but this is pretty much in line with what's been talked about since last summer and fall. This is essentially essentially the phase one, plus maybe a few other items from the other 2 phases that were part of the feasibility report to essentially get the base project done for a DPW that's gonna serve the community for 20, 25, maybe 30 years before something else needs to be done to it. I don't know the details of the actual decision on the $17 million. So I'll just kind of at that point, because I don't think we have, Justin, for example, we're not at the point where they have any bids or anything like that. We're not at that point.
Yeah.
So I believe we're tracking on essentially a budget number of where our design professional and our OPM believes we are. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. So with that, I'll open it up to the committee for discussion. Of any questions or concerns? Or we have any discussions about further discussion?
Just a quick question. When did the OPM come up with, or the designer come up with the 17 million figure? Was that months ago, weeks ago, days ago?
I would say it was like before the new year.
So it was an old figure.
It's an old figure. That's safe to say.
And will there be an update before town meeting?
That's what I believe, that I think there's gotta need to be an update. And I would like to hear some feedback from others on the committee, because there's a bunch of us that come from the design and construction world.
So there's a meeting on August 30th about this. We had an announcement went out. There's a presentation,
Oh, no,
Yeah.
which,
about the DPW.
what date is it?
I believe it's the 30th. We got an email.
Like I said, August 30th.
You said
but I'm-
April, sorry, April 30th. Sorry.
You're fine, Ms. Clerk.
Yeah, I'm fine. That's good. That's it. I'll go home and all's good.
30th.
I know. I'm a comedian, yeah.
So as you're looking that up on the exact date, like I said, I can tell you as being on the building committee that, and seeing it from the town department side, it's tracking as we would have expected to be tracking. But I don't believe we have a number. The actual numbers of costs, really from a capital committee standpoint, that's not our deal. We don't help decide how much the community spends on something like that. It really ends up becoming a select board finance committee decision. Ours is more about making sure, you know, we're helping look at a complete set of construction documents, something that actually has at least an independent cost estimate, something along that line. So I'll open it up to that, because I think from what we know, we don't have all of that information. Yeah, so yeah, there's a date on April 30th. So we have that meeting. I think we should, my recommendation to the committee is that we should plan to have another meeting ahead of that date before they actually go to the public. And I
Yeah.
know that I personally, as being somebody that's on the committee, I'd like to make sure that the building committee authorizes the project before it goes forward. But I mean, I'll speak for my own personal, as Dan Lazar is a taxpayer, somebody who's concerned on the committee. It's kind of where we expected and anticipated it to be. It's meeting the core needs and making sure we have a good, safe, operational and efficient facility going forward. For those who have never understood it, this building's was done really, really probably underplanned and underbuilt from inception. And it direly needs this project to make a whole building.
It's a code violation.
Yeah, it's in code violations.
So ventilation.
Yeah,
The biggest thing is they just don't really have the space to safely work in that building. Programmatically, just
Yeah.
way short where it belongs.
yeah. There's no ventilation for, like the mechanic doing the work. They just open the doors. It's not good. There's not enough room to put the equipment in there. And from experience filling in at the DPW, that working in a trailer is ridiculous. 25 years in a trailer, that's on the second trailer. This summer, it froze, everything froze up. There was no bathroom, there was no heat. During the summer, it's like being in a tin can.
I was
That
told people had to
conditions
go
aren't
home,
good.
that
Yeah.
they'll have to, DPW had to send them home because it got,
I just, I had to chime in on that because it was ridiculous. I mean, at least now there's a bathroom in this trailer. I can remember. There wasn't a bathroom in the trailer and you had to run across the street to the building.
The one toilet, the one.
Yeah, there was a main bathroom and there was a handicap area.
Oh, that's right. there was.
So I was, just had to share it with all the guys, but whatever. Yeah, so,
So I guess unless anybody else on the committee has some questions, or concerns, I want to hear from everybody before we talk about next steps. What we're gonna do.
so we don't even know if this is not to exceed, correct? The 17,
Yeah,
we don't know that. And
Yeah,
usually,
We had said this is gonna be a hard bid scenario, right? This is gonna be just a typical contract. It's not gonna be
it's a design bid build, chapter 149A.
149A. Yeah, okay.
No, 149, not even A. It's just, it's
Oh,
149. So it's literally file sub bid, hard
Yep.
bid.
Okay.
So I believe this number should be, what we believe the hard bid will come in plus a contingency. I don't know any of these numbers. We don't have an update on that. I guess from my perspective as the chair, the person that's been representing the committee's interests on the building committee. The project is where it's supposed to be. It is what it is. It's not too much. It's not all kinds of extras. It's like the core project.
yeah, they carved 20 million off it, didn't they, or 10 million?
Well, it had three, broken into three phases to like ideally if money wasn't a concern,
Yeah.
you build this.
Okay. That's what
And
you-
now we're building what we need to have.
Because you used the term
plus a
pieces
little-
earlier.
Plus a little bit of space to live within it for probably a quarter century.
Yeah.
And it's also planned for the projects of, if you were gonna build out
Okay.
the ideal biggest facility. The entire project site planned, like the current one, the current building we're building onto was actually planned to have this addition.
Okay.
So it always was there. So all those things are aligning. So I guess from a committee standpoint, I can report out that there's nothing, we're not calling outside the lines, we're not doing some kind of
No.
fancy things.
Golden.
But we don't really understand the numbers there, and I think, Justin, you asked a couple quick questions, that's the big concern is, since it is a chapter 149 project. I would want to hear from the building committee and the DPW director first, before we give a vote of support or not.
Right. Yeah,
Is every-
I'm just, I see the video that got sent out with the meeting request for the 30th was useful, right? Explaining what it is, what the loan terms are. So it's useful, but I would love to talk through it again with them. I think last time we probably talked about this with them, 6-7 months ago at one point?
Right before, special town meeting, yeah.
yeah, right before the November.
So I think we're just, we probably ahead of this April 30th session, we probably need to have. In fact, hopefully that'll be the case. We'll be in a spot to have a meeting to talk about the project budget as it relates to maybe a few of us taking a few hours on a Saturday in the next month to sit with the documents and just look at them and say, okay, hey, like I said, there's three of us that look at this every day for a living. And, get that take before we make a vote to support.
So the three, you're gonna go into a subcommittee and, get wrapped around these construction.
What we probably do is we probably post it, just so anybody in the committee can come.
Okay, I just wondered.
Since we'd have a quorum, we'd have, well,
You need 4,
we could have a subcommittee, we don't have to worry, but I'd post anyways, just so the
Yeah.
committee was aware.
yeah. Okay,
So with that being said, that's the update I have for Article 4. And we'll just kind of table that, understanding we're gonna have to have another meeting, probably in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks at most. Sound good?
that sounds good. I just want to inject and I need advance notice if we're gonna do, like, sometimes in the past, we've met just before town meeting. And I'm working town meeting, so.
I think we'd avoid that. I think we should.
Okay, I'd like to avoid,
I would think we'd be able
I
to get
just
before
wanna-
they have the public
want to
meeting.
put that out there.
Yeah, we have the joint
In fact,
meeting
it
with
would-
the finance committee, so I mean, we.
There's a joint meeting too, and plus, I think we're gonna wanna be before they go into the public too.
Okay, good.
They're gonna wanna pick up all their
Yeah.
committee reviews and endorsements.
So Dan, all the documents are, or can be made available, or they are available?
They're not available yet, to my knowledge.
Okay.
So I think we're at the point where we gotta get that available. And to your point, we'll make sure it's available to people on this committee, if people start poking around a little bit, then, like I said, we can schedule time to kind of do a quick a page turn, really.
Yeah,
The obvious, the Captain Obvious stuff.
Yeah, we just don't want to be at risk, right?
Yeah, at this point, because it's hard bid and it's file sub bid, an unforgiving process. And I look at us, ours isn't helping decide how much the town's gonna spend on it. That's really the finance and select board's deal. Our deal is to help them manage risk, completeness, those kinds of things.
And then, can you, the timing for this would be approval in September in theory? To roll into
They
construction?
want to go for the debt exclusion for annual. And I would hope that at this point, we can get some more information from Vertex on what they believe should be the bidding. I mean, I'm kind of the opinion and I'll open it to any feedback, but it is a really good time to bid a project in Massachusetts right now. Very competitive environment. So,
So this
Yes.
is no, this is gonna be a Prop 2 override.
this is gonna be a debt
debt
exclusion,
exclusion.
not an override, debt exclusion. So where you ask the voters to add X amount of dollars with your tax rate. For traditionally a 20-year time period in this community is what we've traditionally done.
Yeah, 3 something,
Yeah,
quoted 3 something, I don't know, Justin just read it.
You
was
talking
the
about you talking about the loan terms?
Yeah, with the long terms, were they 3, I went to the.
Yeah, I think it was 375, 25-year, 375 level interest bond.
it's not bad, actually.
It's not bad, but just to think that we got the community center at 1.9.
Well,
I'm sorry, I just,
it's a
I'm a
middle.
little bit of a numbers freak.
The biggest thing for our group is to get our eyes on those construction documents and make sure that anything related to completeness cost, anything that we can bring in from a design and construction, capital planning and delivery side. So.
Right.
That be. Everybody's good with that. I'm gonna move to Article 5.
Yeah,
Which is-
without looking at much, I think, yeah, we just need to table it.
Yep, table till meeting that it's gonna be 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Yep.
Article 5 is just a quick update for everybody that there's leftover money. Justin, nice job being part of that building committee, leaving money to go to the next capital project. Looks like $400,000, so almost $500,000. That's a good thing. It's a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, I mean, it went well. It did, so.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Going all over the place.
He's going, you gotta be on.
Sorry, so that's that. Any questions about Article 5? I just gotta put it on the slides for visibility purposes.
We should we vote on that one?
No,
Okay,
that was just visibility. The only thing we need to vote on is Article 4.
okay.
Because all we ever make a recommendation is on the actual capital expenditure or project itself. Warrant Article 14 is again just an awareness thing. We get state highway funds. That's the approval to receive that from the state. And Article 15 is our town's appropriation that we add to it to make sure that we're regularly spending money on roads and road improvements to keep our road rating at or improving. This one looks pretty procedural. For those of us been on the committee for a while,
Yeah.
this seems pretty tracking what we've been doing. Lynn can remember this is the day when they didn't think they needed to have this be a regular expense. I think greatly it has turned into a regular expense, which is appropriate. And
Yes.
I don't see any reason for us to not take action on this one tonight. So I'll open it up for discussion and for a motion.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the improvements that they're making are so needed, and you know, it's such a big difference wherever they are doing work. So there's got to be no pushback on this item.
Take a motion.
So moved.
So motion to accept the article as written,
Article 15.
Article 15 is written. Do I have a second?
Second,
Second from Lynn. Any further discussion? Seeing none, do a roll call. Dan Lazar's aye.
then Haggerty, aye.
Kathy Robertson, aye.
Sophia Studley, aye.
Joseph Ballard, aye.
Hensley. So the bridge for the trail bridge, you're saying that's gonna be passed over? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but it hasn't been voted on yet, so, you know, we're gonna wanna talk about it tonight.
You want to just give a quick update? We can table it with the other one.
Yeah, I mean, there was as probably know, the town has already appropriated, I think, about what, 100 and, what is it? $120,000 in CPA funds to build a bridge over Warren Brook to complete trail access from Warren Street, you know, from the state forest through from Warren Street to Fowler Street and to the, you know, the schoolhouse, District 9 parcel to Stephens Farm. For the cost, as it turned out when they went out to bid, the bids came in much higher than originally anticipated, so there was discussion about bringing it back to town meeting for an additional, you know, appropriation of $35,000. The CPA, the Community Preservation Committee was divided on it. You know, the Robertson family, which owns the land, is opposed to it. We feel it's not the appropriate time to go to the town for additional money on a bridge. And it was proposed that we find an alternate route to connect Warren Street to Fowler Street that would not require.
The extra dollars.
Hmm?
The extra dollars. It would not require the extra dollars.
That would not, it would not require the bridge. So it just, there's a rivulet. So it's not like a real big crossing that has to be done.
So you'll make an accessible route instead of a bridge? Some kind of a.
You don't need the bridge.
Okay, all right.
So, you know, basically, I don't know how accessible it is, but you don't, I mean, you need a little board bridge. I mean, it's a rivulet. It dries out
Okay,
half the
okay.
time. And so, for the past 2 Sundays, the Open Space Committee, Conservation Committee, and one other committee, walked the alternate trail, we flagged it, and it was acceptable to, Open Space and Concom. So, the CPC meets on April 15th, and I do believe the recommendation is going to be to pass it over. I was told by the chair that he supported passing the $35,000, you know, Article 19 over. So
So,
we haven't had that vote yet.
so seeing that conversation, I think that's enough information for us to just take this like we taped before.
Yeah.
And we can vote for it later in the month when we do the final. Any further discussion on that? I don't need any motions to table. Everybody agrees?
Either.
Sounds good, so we'll put 19 in the parking lot. Article 26 is the fire station bay drainage repair. Fire department, I'll give the update on this. The fire department did a ad hoc repair to a really messed up drain that needed a much more substantial, got to be completely saw cut out. It's gotta be completely saw cut out, so the fire department did, go to Home Depot, mix some concrete and do it temporary. It works for a little bit, but it's a point where it's gotta get done, so this is the updated number for, that work. We passed over this in the fall. Myself, Lynn, and, Justin looked at it in the fall and kind of knew that they didn't have all their ducks in a row. So they have come back with this number with their ducks in a row, so I assume it could be highlighted. Could change a little bit, the number could change, but I don't think there's any real change to the scope. It's a complete saw cut out and replaced with a brand new drain. Seems pretty straightforward, necessary capital improvement on one of our existing buildings. That's one of the new ones.
So,
And so that's my update for everybody. Any other questions?
no.
What
Gonna
was
make-
the previous
Sorry.
number we discussed for this? Do you remember what it was? I was trying to.
Lower, it was like $220,000,
Yeah.
190.
Wasn't it like 190 and then they went back and I thought it was like 190. We'd have to go back and look at the article, but was,
And the
Six-
updated number is just, it got higher based on receiving real values or,
I know that I wasn't there, but I know that, Chief Marchand, was there several times in the last several months where they had, the town an engineer from one of the town DPWs. I had 2 contracts come in and look at it.
Yeah.
I think actually had a contractor to look at some stuff. So this is really, to your point, Justin, the more, complete look and ask to make sure everything's covered.
Yep.
It's a long drain.
I
Yeah.
looked at it when I was there for pancakes. But it's cutting out, like, how many linear feet are they saw cutting? It's a pretty big space,
Oh,
right?
it's the 90 or 100 feet of the
Right.
bay.
Yeah, that's like 100
It's a big project, and what makes it a little complicated is, we thankfully have radiant heat for the heating that bay, which is
Right.
definitely a way of doing it. So it adds a little complexity, because they gotta
That's
really
right.
thought how they saw cut this out and replace the new work, so that's where I think when we were in the fall, they didn't really have that completely bottomed out. So they've done that bottoming out, and this is the number that's coming about for the warrant article 26. So,
so I'm gonna make a motion. Because I think we should go forward with this, because this is, they've done the research, it needs to be done, definitely capital improvement. So I'll make a motion, that we, have favorable action for Article 26 for the fire station's vehicle bay drainage repair.
do I have a second?
Second.
A second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, do a roll call. Dan Lazarus, aye.
Lynn Haggerty, aye.
Kathy Robertson, I.
Sophia Studley, aye.
Justin Pollard, aye.
Carries unanimously. Warrant Article 27 is another fire department one. I can give the update. These are very, very important devices, one for each ambulance. This is essentially a mechanical CPR machine instead of the people. Helps a lot, especially when we're short, certain times of the days or evenings when, a crew could be just 2 or 3 people. Makes a huge difference in saving life anyways. Long story short, the ones we bought a bunch of years ago are at the end of their life. Got to replace them. And anything to do with the ambulance is expensive. The stretcher, the monitors, the Lucas, you name it. So it's all very expensive. So it's a capital expense.
Saves lives, so,
So I think it's fairly straightforward. This one's fairly straightforward. It's just because of the value, we have to actually make a recommendation.
And I think as Upton's population ages,
Yep,
it's important to make sure we have,
yeah, definitely.
this type of equipment.
There's very few ambulances on the road now that don't have this.
What do we have?
We have Lucas machines.
Oh, we have Lucas.
We do have the same Lucas machines. Ours are closing in on like 7, 8 years old, 9 years old.
We can't use duct tape to fix.
I don't think you want to translate it. I think our ambulance license would frown upon that.
Yeah.
Might not pass the inspection.
Yeah, you wouldn't, you lose your ambulance license.
Yeah.
So,
So basically, this is an ongoing expense, like every 8 years, we should replace this.
yeah, it's like a recurring capital
Yeah.
expense, so you just got, that's this cost of doing business, being an ambulance business. Any other questions?
I'll make the motion to recommend Article 27 to replace the 2 Lucas devices for a sum of $65,000.
I'll second the motion.
Okay,
Okay, snicker.
No, because I wanted to wait in case Sophia wants somebody.
Oh.
I don't want to jump in. I was waiting to be full.
It's very loud, people, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
anyways, so any further discussion? Seeing none, do a roll call vote, Dan Zares, aye.
Lynn Haggerty, aye.
Kathy Robertson's in the corner, but she'll say aye.
Sophia Studley, aye.
Justin Pollard, aye.
Okay. Motion carries unanimously, so Article 29 is a replacement of a cruiser. They use SUVs now. I'm not surprised, but when I understand these things cost. It's just like replacing a fire department vehicle, like the command fire department. It would probably not be as expensive as this, but it's pretty expensive, just goes to the nature of buying a public safety service vehicle. There's a lot of extra things, you know, just going to the local car dealership if you're buying something that's just being purchased straight off of a state bid, and then just what we do to equip it.
I have 2 questions on this. Did this come up and passed over in previous, like the Balta? I thought this one was done before and then.
We bought one a couple of years ago.
Okay.
I think it comes down to is we buy one like every other, or every third year.
2 or
It's every 2,
3
there's
years.
a cycle that they stop.
Yeah,
And how long between when we order it? Is it, with DPW truck, it's like 2 years?
It's not that bad anymore. These things come off, they come off, they're, like you said, they're buying off of a state bid.
yeah.
So the state's constantly buying lots of them. The
Okay.
state police
Okay.
and all law enforcement and fire agencies buy their command vehicles or their cruisers off of.
Okay.
So I think it's fairly straightforward.
So, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, like I said, if any other questions, I don't really, this is just, like I said, it's kind
How
of.
many, how many do they have? Just curious. Do you know?
I don't know the exact number, Justin, I'm gonna say 6 or 7 total.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
There's a couple assigned to a few people for the reasons like the chief and the lieutenant, I believe. And actually, I think the comfort dog has a
Yeah.
vehicle. Because it's actually, it's a working police dog, so there's a requirements that vehicle.
Yeah.
So. That's because that officer has that dog 24/7. So,
Is animal control a public safety vehicle or is that
now,
its own thing?
DPW and animal control try to call themselves public safety, but they don't get the license plates and the lights. They're important vehicles for the service of the public, but not technically public safety.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to,
You gotta go in the corner now.
I gotta go on, and you're gonna, would you like to make a motion?
What do I say?
All I should say is that, so Article 29, get a motion that the committee votes favorable action on the cruiser.
Or unfavorable action.
Or unfavorable, that was the case.
Okay, for Article 29, what was the word?
Make a motion.
Favorable action,
Make a motion for favorable action.
make a motion for favorable action to buy this police car.
Sophia,
Second,
I'll second.
Kathy seconds. Any further discussion?
Sometimes you just can read it.
Oh,
Put the motion to raise it.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah. That's okay. I didn't do either when I was. I've done this before.
Nothing further.
No further discussion? We'll do a roll call vote. Dan Lazar's aye.
Lynn Haggerty, aye.
Kathy Robertson, I.
Sophia Studley, aye.
Justin Pollard, aye.
Carries unanimously. So I think we've been through, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we have any unanticipated topics? The only thing I would update the committee on that I have done outside of since we had our last meeting in the fall for special town meeting is I did participate in the West Upton zoning workshops.
Oh, I did too.
And you were there for a few of them
Yeah.
too.
Was that the
Um,
visioning?
Yeah, the visioning zoning, Dotson and Flinker again, doing very good work, just like they did for the town center.
They're great.
They're great, they're a fantastic firm for the work they do for us, for how much work it costs, and stuff, they're fantastic.
I'm sorry, who was
Was
it for?
Dotson and Flinker,
Was it the same guy?
yep, the same pair of guys.
Yeah.
And they actually had a newer, younger, designer that was also involved in that did a great job, facilitated the hard conversations. I expect some good stuff will come out of that. The only thing that I've had a discussion with one of our select board members is I believe that until our committee, like part of capital planning with the new manager, we should be having some engaging discussions with like EDC and finance, because I think somebody needs to start saying that there's gonna have to probably be some kind of capital improvements to streetscapes, for example, to support these plans. And if people don't start talking about them and putting them out there, it's just one more barrier to nothing happening.
It's one more plan on a shelf.
We don't want plans on shelves. So I was gonna hope to get a little more update. I was gonna go back and follow up with Mike Antonellis, our planner, and see where that's at, but I just want to give the committee an update. That actually is doing a good job, and actually, the other part that I can update is I did go for fire and capital, to the TIP hearing, and you were there too.
Yes, I was.
The TIP project's been delayed at least a calendar year, maybe a little further.
2029 was the latest update.
2029, so this,
Start.
Yeah, to start.
so there's a couple things that are gonna come out of that, just from awareness standpoint, that I guess can fit into some unanticipated topics, which is, it's pretty evident that they're gonna have to do something about the common. I mean, they're trying to avoid it, but I think if we really wanna do it right, there was some takeaways by some that there's gonna need to be some kind of effort. So same thing, streetscape, placemaking, kind of that kind of stuff.
We had a whole, we had a whole selectmen's meeting on in the design of the common. Is that
I know,
what you-
yeah, so it's gonna be a capital project.
Right,
Once it becomes a project, it's gotta get in front of
and the lighting and
capital
all
and
that,
stuff, yeah.
okay.
What you're talking about as part of the reconstruction of 140, that impacting the common?
Yes,
And at the
Yes.
same time, we're doing a capital improvement project at the common?
well, I think
Yeah,
the question I will have, and I'll bring up to the committee, is I kind of told the select board members that we really, if we're not talking about it, we're probably missing, we're at least missing an opportunity at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And it may be one of those things that I think there's the perception that the state would pay for everything, and the state doesn't pay for everything. They really stop at a certain point. It's like, you know, as we say in the joke of the drawings, right, to buy others kind of thing. Those others would be the town of Upton.
we saw a whole plan with, because they asked me which configuration I liked better as far as, accessible route planning in that area, and then they had the plan, they went back and forth about the lighting and all of that. So they do have something in the works.
They being DPW, Mass Highway.
No.
Now, there's been a small committee that the select board has gotten engaged to try to get some feedback. And I think it was maybe coming from veterans because of the monuments.
Okay.
So I just wanted to bring up,
The
I think,
town manager did a whole.
I think when, if you look at the Dotson and Finker plan for downtown, the fact that we're still trying to figure out a way to repurpose and have an adaptive use of Holy Angels. And now with this West Upton, we're fortunate to have Dotson and Finker doing the same kind of work. But I think as a capital committee, we're gonna wanna maybe pay attention to it and decide to engage to try to help move things along. As opposed to sitting on the sideline saying, oh, nobody came to us.
Are they doing the Rotary?
Yeah, it's a Rotary still gonna be
Could be
the
roundabout.
roundabout Rotary, whatever you wanna call it. I guess Rotary's no Massachusetts term, right?
No, it's a different, they're very explicit that they're different. And I've looked at tons of websites and they're different things. They
Yeah.
control traffic differently.
They control it, plus they have to drive on curbs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty spicy and fruity conversations for some people.
Yeah, I've seen the
yeah.
Facebook
And-
page.
And Dan, what about the bridge?
I don't know where the bridge is. You're talking about the bridge on Grove?
Yeah, next to
Oh.
the Rushford, like they were gonna go after I thought they were gonna go after it, but then the Rotary roundabout came up and then I haven't heard anything since then.
Bridge was separate because the bridge is unsafe.
The bridge is part of the bridge replacement project.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
bridge is its own project and I thought that was starting
Right.
soon.
So the other part that I'm hoping with Kristen Rubin, the new town manager, starting that, it makes sense for us to have a meeting with her as a committee. I don't wanna go talk to her by myself as a chair. I want the committee to meet in front of her to kind of really
Yeah.
sure she gets to know everybody. And I think, this kind of goes to an example, is we do have a whole bunch of projects that are out and approved and authorized. And I think there's a really important need to start connecting and syncing things together and creating connections to things, so you get better support across town boards and committees and better awareness for the residents too, and people can speak to it. At the end of the day, anybody who's on a town board or committee, it's like, you have an ability to influence, as we are, we serve on behalf of the people,
Yeah.
to have, keep people up to date what's going on. And Justin, did you did Dennis ever reach out to you about the town hall repair project?
No, I was looking for the documents we talked about looking into, and I never saw them.
Yeah, I don't think it's started yet, so I think same thing. I was gonna ping him to reach out to you to make that connection.
So that's for the engineering study they're doing.
It's actually the work.
The study work.
Repairs. So same thing, there'll be a document set put together.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that was approved yet.
No, they're still doing documents.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So this is one of these things that, something could have been done better when it was constructed,
Okay,
Well, back.
yeah, you think?
either design or construction, specifics, I don't remember the specifics, I should say. And Justin had mentioned that he'd be willing to jump in and take a peek at that.
Definitely.
Yes, CPC approved, funding the debt
Yeah.
service on that.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too, is they said, as a committee, we bring people that also have some.
Yeah.
We're a clean set of eyes,
Yeah.
that has some knowledge and experience.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's just, that's one. of our-
No, that'll be
Added
excellent.
value adds, Dennis was up to that, I think he's been the acting town manager, CDP director in the hardest winter in 10 years.
Yeah,
He's had a long 3 months.
Yeah, when I saw I didn't get any of the drawings or documents, I was like, he has his hands full. Everything's okay.
Yeah, I think there's still things that aren't done because of just everything that's been going on, so. I'll, make it a point to do this when I follow up about getting the DPW information anyway, so. Anybody in the public, do we have anybody else on, can you see? I don't think we do. So we don't have any public comment, I'm not aware of anything. New business. Don't have any there. So I kind of did a quick thing is, like you said, we should think about summer, fall, try to figure out what's going on with the SIP with Kristen, the new town manager. And we just talked about a couple of things that we can get plugged into, so
Can we
food
feel,
for thought with zoning and this Dotson and Flinker work. And the tip coming, I think, paying attention to what's going on in the common and see where we need to engage.
I don't know the common documents, because I was at that meeting. Let's see if I can get them out to you guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dan, what's the best way to like get or ask for access to all the different documents that are available? Like I would love to get
So-
my everything that's happening.
We in Fire EMS got 3 licenses for Bluebeam. So we do have an enterprise Bluebeam account in town. DPW has been given a spot for those licenses. I'm not sure it's being used right now. But my thinking going forward is for all of us, I think Sophia's shaking her head, I'm shaking my head. And you shaking your head, that's just like it's a ridiculously efficient tool to see.
What
things.
is it? I've never heard of it.
It's a way for us, we don't really live, there's very few paper documents anymore, it's digital,
Yeah,
including everything's issued.
Okay.
So you can actually just get things electronically, you can do reviews and you can collaborate, you can
Okay.
comment,
Stamp
exchange back and forth, you can have drawings, you can do all kinds of stuff.
It's pretty much, you can access anything anywhere that's been
Correct.
found.
And this is where actually Dennis could just have the design professionals in town hall, just add Justin to a Bluebeam session. And that's it, and then he's in the bedroom, taking a look at the plans.
It's what we do.
Dennis.
It's what we do.
It's not as hard and as exhausting as it used to be when we used to have big printed sets.
oh
Yeah.
my God, I can remember coloring in, like all the.
So that's my thinking, Justin, is just getting you set up to get invited to a Bluebeam. And just have
That'd be
Dennis
great. Like if
where
there's
and just,
a
that way you
document
can
dump
see it.
somewhere, you know, and
Yep.
anything. If I can figure out how to support it, I will. I'm just not sure how.
well, that's so excited to have Sophia here, 'cause she's like, I'm sure you're using that tool every day.
Every day, every single day.
So that's something that we can show up and do, because we just do it like muscle memory. And it's an easy way to get a lot more people engaged and seeing things and create visibility and get comments done efficiently and effectively. So I'm gonna go for that, Justin, with the town hall, and if you needed to come down and see what's going on, just schedule something with us.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that I have a concern about what's being done, but it's just, the extra set of eyes does not hurt ever.
Yeah.
No.
It's always amazing how things just, somebody sees something that other person didn't see.
He's got
No,
all.
it's like, I mean,
Perfect.
how many times do you look at something during a day where you find nothing to ask something about, right? Like, it'd be great if you find nothing, but you usually find something, but it might be small, it might be huge.
Exactly.
So you're talking about reviewing the engineering documents, is that? what
Yeah.
you're-
Yeah,
Because Justin's a project manager, considerably.
That would save us a lot of problems last time.
And we did put some good sets of eyes on that. Sometimes, I don't remember whether it was something was detailed incorrectly or something was
The
installed.
roof and
incorrectly.
there were several things that were.
It's a historic building, so you really get into a tricky situation because you can't really dig too far into the envelope and stuff like that. So some of the decisions are what they are. So then at that point, you're just trying to find a best practice on how to address something. And there's not necessarily an exactly right or exactly wrong answer. It's just like, this is better than that in this situation.
I can only imagine, I mean, Dan, how involved with that project were you? Like, did you have exposure to it?
Me, way back when we did this,
Yeah.
I just did the fire protection and life safety systems
Yeah,
review. So I
right,
think
right.
fire
No,
is
I can,
not-
I just, like, I'm imagining the project and they were like, you know, limping through the foundation area, like, and
I
then getting to
was
the
asked-
facade.
I was asked at one point about the WFI evaluation,
Yeah,
which is insulate, not insulate. And I'm like, because everybody was freaked out, you know, it's like, you can't, because this masonry wall can't, you'll actually cause a problem.
right.
You probably have worse situations. So I think it's probably one of those things where there are some constraints that go with preservation of older buildings. You can't do things like what we do with brand new construction.
Right.
So you're always going for the best, and that's as much as it is an art as it is a science.
That's right. It takes the right team to work through that. I mean,
But they also
If you
did
just-
seal the bricks and that caused a lot of,
right.
like, caused a lot of infiltration into the.
Well, the point is, that that's the whole point about why it's good to have.
Yeah, why it's- yeah, that's why.
Like if Sophia
the
wanted to
eyes,
jump in and
right.
look at that too, because it's something to
Yeah.
learn about. or if you haven't had experience or had some experience with that, it's like, you can't go wrong.
It's just like if you know, if you've done a building like it before, then you've probably had the problem that everybody has, right? So like,
Been there,
you
done
gotta
that,
be
yeah.
like, all right, did everything that went wrong on my last job that had this, did we solve all those already? Right? That's just where you go.
And so much is changing and so much is new. There's so many things that you're always learning those lessons.
Yeah.
Always a practice thing going on, so. That's all I have, so I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
No, that's not,
Oh, sorry.
not adjourning, sorry.
Oh, Lynn's got something.
Our next meeting date, so we need to pick a Saturday. We're gonna,
Well, two things. We need to pick to follow up for our next meeting date would be before they go to the public on the
Right.
30th with the DPW.
okay,
I'm
so,
also hoping we'll have notice about the bridge.
Yeah, after the 15th.
okay, so I just want to interject one thing.
Thursday nights are good.
Thursday nights are good because Tuesday night I have cultural and trust funds, so.
And I have plenty.
And you have planning board, so,
Thursday's been a good night for us.
Thursday, Justin,
It's a light.
you in Thursday nights for us?
Thursday nights, yeah, like this time usually works.
Okay, just
Did
checking
you,
in,
did you say which one?
not yet,
Okay.
I think if you go with the 23rd or something, it's the Thursday before the 30th.
the 23rd, yes, you're good.
Yeah.
So tentative April 23rd, but we'll send out like we did before.
I can join remotely. I'll be pet sitting in Providence,
Awesome.
so.
We'll always have it remote.
Okay,
We're
sweet.
required to by law, and that's always a way to make sure people
Yeah.
can participate no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Okay.
Yeah. Now can I have a motion? Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
The second, okay. In favor, aye.
Any other discussion?
Discussion.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't think so. Roll call. Dan Lazar's aye.
Lynn Hagerty, aye.
Kathy Robertson, I.
Sophia Studley, aye.
Justin Pollard, aye.
Very good. Thank you, guys.